first official work day of the week. Today, Monday, being the 29th day in the month of March 2021. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, where we take a critical look at issues as it affects our dear nation, Nigeria. Some policies are being taken by government, and of course, we help you make some decisions after our analysis, and of course, delving into some of these issues on this program, the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. My name is Michael Oni. Now, this morning, we're going to be taking a look at the Diaspora Commission, the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. Of course, there was a bill that was passed into law by the Abia State House of Assembly. In fact, Abia State House of Assembly is the first House of Assembly in Nigeria to pass that bill into law to establish such. Talking about Abians in Diaspora Commission, the bill has been passed into law. We're waiting for the signature of the executive, through the governor of the state, of course, to make that a law, of course, and to ensure that there is a commission. We're going to be exploring that, the establishment of this bill this morning. Okay, joining me, let's begin the conversation already. Joining me this morning is the head of public relations and protocols at the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, the NIDCOM, Abdurrahman Balogun. Glad to have you join us. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you very much. Glad to have you join us this morning on the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. My name is Michael. Interesting time, and of course, knowing the fact that Abia State is the first state in Nigeria to establish a such commission to replicate what we have at the national level. The Nigerian Diaspora Commission seemed elated with this passage of the Abia State Diaspora Commission establishment bill. What is your interest? What is the interest of the commission?
Well, our interest is the development of diaspora affairs in Nigeria. Nigeria is number one diaspora agency in Africa. And as a result of that, we should show leadership. We should continue to show being a pace setter in Africa. And so what happened during the week last week in Abia is a landmark, if you like, call it a landmark achievement from the diaspora focal point officer there, having gone through the parliamentary procedure and while waiting for the assent of Mr. Governor. So it's a landmark, being the very first state to have walked through such a wonderful bill to aggravate and really provoke development of diaspora affairs, not only in Abia State, but even in Nigeria.
Okay, why do the commission want other states to have the law? I read through that statement signed by you, the head of media and public relations at NIDCOM, on behalf of Madam Dabiri Erewa, and you also urged other states to emulate the move for accelerated development. Why do you want the commission? Why do you want other states to emulate this law?
Yes, you know what we have in other states, when we came on board and we have a diaspora commission at the national level, which took us over 9 years for it to be assented to at the national parliament here. And, we felt that people who constitute diaspora are from the states. They are from the states. There is no federal government diaspora, for instance. People who we call Nigerian diaspora, they are from respective states. So what we did was to establish what we call the Diaspora State Focal Point Officer.
Okay.
So as we speak now, we wrote to the 36 state governors, including FCT, to give us a representative, somebody that will be in charge of the diaspora from their respective states. So 33 of them have responded. So we now have 33, including FCT, diaspora focal point officer. And then we started this process just a little bit a year ago, I think February last year, when we got them inaugurated. And then we are going to have our third meeting next month, third quarter meeting next month. And within that 1 year, if for a state now quickly activate the machinery and put in motion, and then have the bill passed in the state assembly, awaiting the assent of Mr. Governor, is something that is exciting, something that is interesting, something that is should be emulated by other states. And you said why? The why is that it will now give a legal backing to the diaspora affairs in that particular state. Before, it had the whims and caprices of the governor to just appoint somebody to be in charge of the diaspora affairs. But now, with the passage of the law, it will give the legal backing to that particular unit or parastatal, as we may say.
Won't it lead to duplication of duties at the subnationals? Talking about having the Nigerian Diaspora Commission and the states also having such commissions. You have your duties already, which you're doing already, and having such commissions in the states or the federation, won't it lead to duplication of duties?
Yes, your question is like saying having a federal government, having state government, would it due to duplication? No, definitely it won't due to duplication. It will even enhance it. It will enhance the diaspora affairs at state level. Can I quickly give a very quick example here? When we brought in people from Libya some 2 years ago, people who are stranded there, here and there, we facilitated thousands of them back here. I mean, at the federal level, where do you want to put them? So what we did was to provide them into states, and then you say, okay, Edo, you have total number of people here, and they send somebody to come and take care of their citizens. Ondo, you have this, Rivers, you have this, Abia, you have this. And we were able to do that. We decentralized it, and each state was able to take care of their respective citizens. Ditto, when we did the operation for South Africa, we were able to do that. So it was then without thought, if you institutionalize this thing at various states, it will even make it easier. We know who to contact. We know the agency that is responsible within the state. We will not be disturbing the chief executive, the executive governor. So we already know who to relate with. It's just a matter of getting them. These are your people. At the national level, we will receive them on behalf of the federal government. As I'm speaking with you now, we are waiting to receive over 1,000. Maybe you are the first person that will hear this, because I just got the information from 3 minutes before this interview. Over 1,000 Nigerian returnees from Saudi Arabia. They are coming into the country any moment from now. Maybe around the level they will be landing. And you'll be so surprised, majority of those people that will be coming there will be from Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, and all the rest. And immediately I've alerted their diaspora focal point officers that come to Abuja, some of your citizens will be arriving so time. So these are some of the advantage of benefits of having the things duplicated in each state. We will do the general coordination and then decentralize it to state.
Okay, Mr. Abdurrahman Balogun, just before I let you go this morning, how can you help other states? Since we have a lot of benefits if other states have this commission in their various states, how can you help other states? I mean, the commission help other states that are yet to have this law to get on board?
Yes, we can only help them through this sensitization, the wonderful program you are having. They get to know this, and then through the intervention the Abia state is playing. Abia state is not an APC state, but then the commission will love what they are doing in terms of the governor is a diaspora friendly governor. He's been doing a lot. In fact, when we had the inaugural meeting of state diaspora focal point officer, it was only the Abia state governor that came physically to attend that meeting in Abuja. It was only and deliver a good message. It was only Abia state governor. So I'm not surprised when the thing was aggravated, and you can see the diaspora. They've been coming back home to Abia there. The other day they came to do medical mission. I learned somebody came to renovate some schools. I mean, they are already coming back to give back to the city, because this is what, I mean, it was their main development. So if other states, if they see that things like this is like approaching development, it's a facilitating development, they will want to do it. They want to do it, and their government will say, what are you doing? See your colleague in so state. You will see what will happen this year. You will see many states that will emulate that particular gesture.
Right.
So I believe it's something that is that should be emulated, and that's something that those are the things that we should copy, irrespective of party or region or religion or ethnic or what have you.
All right,
for development.
Mr. Yes. Abdurrahman Balogun, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. The head of public relations and protocols at the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. Thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate it.
Thank you. Actually, the title is head of media.
Head of media.
Public relations.
Okay. Thank
head
you.
of media, public relations, and protocol of Nigerian Diaspora Commission. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You enjoy the rest of your day.
You're welcome.
All right. That you have an idea of what we're talking about already. Of course, we're exploring that bill. It was passed into law by the Abia State House of Assembly last week, and Abia State is the first state to pass that into law. We're waiting assent to that bill by the executive through the governor of the state, and of course, we're exploring the bill, looking at the establishment of that commission. How will it benefit Abians? Of course, how will it benefit Abians having a Diaspora Commission established in Abia State? It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Monday edition right here. The program runs every Monday, every Wednesday, and also every Friday on the flow of God's own state. Let's take a look at the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, the one at the federal level. It was established, that was in 2019, by the federal government to mediate relations with Nigerians in diaspora for mutual developmental benefit of diasporans and the Nigerian homeland. Professor Bola Akintarewa once referred to it as Nigeria's newest foreign policy instrument. Because the commission utilizes digital technologies also and social media platforms for actualization of its goals. It has a functional website, a Facebook page, an office, Twitter presence, and several other social media platforms. And of course, it's been the commission has also helped severally to repatriate some Nigerians back. Of course, those going through some hardships, some persons they enter the other countries illegally, and they get not well treated. But let me introduce another guest we have in the studio with me. But that will be after this break. We take a time out now. We have the conversation. I still have some other persons to talk to. The member representing Arochukwu State constituency, who is the sponsor of that bill. And I will be speaking with the Chief Press Secretary to the Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly also, and also the Special Advisor to the Governor of Abia State on Diaspora Matters and Special Duties. These are just a lineup of what we have for you on the program this morning, the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. Stay tuned.
Conducive and well-secured environment for business. High-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, Monday edition. It is part of our morning show. We call our morning show right here, the Morning Spies on Flow 94.9 FM. I do have joining me right now the Chief Press Secretary to the Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly, the 7th Speaker of the Abia State House, and of course Chief Judun Dukwe. Good morning to you. Glad to have you join us, Chief. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Abians.
Must have been a very busy weekend for you looking at that election. I know you're a member of the PDP.
It really was a very busy weekend.
Okay,
thank God that we came back with the trophy.
Okay, thank you very much. I also have joining me virtually this morning on the program the senior special, the special assistant on the special advisor. Thank you, special advisor on diaspora matters and special duties to the governor of Abia State, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Ogbonna Erondu. Glad to have you join us this morning, Dr. Mrs. Can you hear me? Oh God, issues with the connection. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Glad to have you join us this morning. You're live on
Are
Flow.
are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Yes,
great.
I can.
She's speaking to us.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let's begin. I will begin with you. Let's begin. I know you must have heard about that bill passed into law by the Abia State House of Assembly. And of course, it must have been a very huge one. Now that we are almost going to have the commission as the special advisor, what kind of structure would you want the government to put in place to ensure that this kind of establishment survives beyond the present administration?
Okay, let me just make a quick correction. Not heard. I've been a part of this bill. You said heard. Not heard. I've been a part of this bill. Night and day working on it with Honorable Okor.
Okay.
So anyway, yes, so before we continue, I have to say that this would not have been possible without our most friendly governor, Dr. Bazo. He made this possible because he gave his go-ahead from the beginning. He gave his green light because he knows what diaspora can bring to the table. From day one of his administration, he's made diaspora a part of the administration. So that's really commendable. And we also have to give kudos to the speaker for ensuring that this saw the light of day. From day one, even last year, if not for COVID, he would have done that because he gave his green light from day one. And of course, Dr. Okor, the champion, a great partner, whom we've been working together night and day, making sure that the bill is what we think it should be. So when you say, how do we ensure? I will actually say that we've tried to do that from the beginning, looking at the bill, making sure that it tailors to what Abians would need. And then we did have a town hall meeting, of course, through Zoom, where we spoke to Abians. We passed the bill to the Abians in various continents to have them look at it before we went through the final reading. So we've done, I would say we've done our due diligence.
Okay.
For us to put it into place.
Interesting. So, how ready are our brothers and sisters over there to contribute to the development of Abia State?
They've been ready. They've been ready. I'm sure you've heard so much about what Abians are already doing. The Enyimba Mall, for example, is an Abian of diaspora, I would say origin or interest that is doing it. We have a number of Abians that are already putting up hospitals, real estate. We've never had it this good. We've never had it this good. And I'm sure a few weeks ago, maybe about a month, we did hear about the foreign direct investment where Abia ran to Matoi. That's not a coincidence. It's as a result of what we've been doing, marketing Abia to the diaspora.
Interesting. Now, a lot is happening as far as politics is concerned in Abia State, and anytime something comes up, many persons will be looking at the political coloration. I hope our brothers and sisters are thinking beyond politics, maybe beyond PDP, APC, ABDA, and the like, to contribute their quota to the development of Abia State.
Of course they're doing that. I know sometimes you look at the diasporans as critics of what is happening in Nigeria and, of course, in Abia State. But they do that because they're interested. And they don't see the party line. They want to invest in Abia. They want to invest in Nigeria. So they look at it globally. They want it to be the way that it is where they are already residing. And most diasporans, I can tell you, if you ask them where they would rather be, they would all rather be in Nigeria. and Abians will rather be in Abia. So that's why they're very much interested in what is happening in Abia. They want to make sure that Abia is the state that they want to live in. And most want to reside in Abia State. So I will tell you that most people are interested. That will also lead you to, when we talk about the diaspora land, which the governor has given a commitment. I don't know if you read about that, which we're already working on. A lot of them are interested in that. They want to be part of it. So we're very much interested in development of Abia State.
There must be a structure in place. I know you oversee the diaspora matters and the special duties for the governor. I know there is a structure in place. I'm aware of that outside the country for Abians in diaspora. Are there things in place? Have you put some things in place to ensure that this structure is collapsed into the Abia in Diaspora Commission is finally assented to by the governor of the state?
Of course, because once this is into place, because the governor will now have to appoint members of the commission, appoint a director or a chairman to head the commission, the special advisor office will collapse into that. And it's now up to the governor to appoint whomever he wants to head that commission. So all of our diaspora will be domiciled in this commission.
Now,
So
the issue of funding, I know you already revealed to us that you've been a part of ensuring that bill was passed into law by the Abia State House of Assembly. The issue of funding is another issue. It is coming at a time that the government, both at the federal level and the state level, are complaining that we don't have much and we're having issues financing governance in the country. So I don't know if this won't hinder the establishment of this bill, the establishment of this commission, rather, if assented into law. Financing can be a very big challenge.
So that's a very good question. I know that the members of House grapple with that too, hoping that this will not be something that will add to the struggle that they encounter in Abia State. But I will tell you, looking at the contribution of diasporans in Abia State, when I speak to diasporans, what I tell them is that we don't want to be a burden, an additional burden to the state. What we want to do is contribute. So anybody that is coming to be a part of this should be one that is willing to make that sacrifice, one that is willing to bring ideas that will contribute, one that is willing to bring ideas that will generate funds. So this commission is not meant to be something that will add a burden to the state, rather something that will generate funds. So that's what we're looking at. So we want to contribute, we want to generate, we want to add to the economy of the state. Because the way this commission will be run, it will be run almost like a parastatal or an agency that will be able to eventually fund itself, be able to generate funds and add to the IGR of the state.
Interesting. Now, just before I let you go this morning, I'm sure there have been contributions towards the development of Abia State infrastructurally and in some other areas. In specific times, I know they must have told you there are challenges. There must have been obstacles. The Abians in diaspora, have they told you what are their challenges or obstacles hindering them from making their contributions?
Well, one key area that they talk about is security. I know the diasporans worry about security in Abia State, but I can tell you what, having been coming to Abia State and being, I guess, in diaspora in the U.S. for close to 40 years, or a little bit over 40 years, I know things haven't been this good. It's been much better. The governor has made it a point. I mean, he's aware that if the security of the state is not good, people will not come and invest. So as you know, he makes it a priority that security is key. He works night and day to make sure that Abia State is secure. It's a perfect no, nowhere else. Even the U.S., they grapple with security issues all over the world. So we're doing the best we can. That's what I tell them. It shouldn't deter them. If anything, they should bring ideas. But that is the number one hindrance. The other thing is being able to trust. Being able to trust the people they are dealing with, which is what this commission will do. Because when you come to Abia State, you would now be dealing with a commission that is yours. So we don't have an excuse. The governor, I don't know, there's an echo. The governor has done the first step, a major step, and the House of Assembly has done that too. If they've done their part, we now have to come on board and do what we need to do. And the commission will be made up of diasporans. So if we have ideas, if we have policies that we want to bring to the government, that's what we need to do to make the place a better place for all of us.
All right, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Ogbonnairondo, thank you very much for speaking to us all the way from the United States this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Michael, and hopefully the next time I'll see you in the studio.
All right, great, and hope to have you back soon. Thank you very much.
Yes, very soon. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
The special advisor on diaspora matters and special duties to the governor of Abia State, speaking to us from the United States of America this morning, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Ogbonnairondo. We're still exploring the Abia State Diaspora Commission Establishment Bill that was passed into law by the State House of Assembly last week. I do have with me Chief Jude Ndukwe. Of course, he will be speaking from the angle of the Assembly. Of course, he's the Chief Press Secretary to the Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly. Chief, the Speaker and the 7th Abia State House of Assembly are in a static mood following the recognition of their efforts by the Diaspora Commission. I'm talking about the National Diaspora Commission. Do you think the House envisaged that this law would attract such accolades?
Well, let me start by saying that this is a very responsive, and people-oriented house that we have. And this is why from day one, they've always made their proceedings, their plenary sessions open to the public. Because from day one, they've already mapped out what their vision and the mission for the people will be like. So I'm not surprised that this bill is gathering the kind of accolade, instigating and triggering the kind of excitement it is triggering, not just in Abia State, but also in Nigeria and then all over the world as well, because like you have heard from the different sources you've spoken to this morning, people are very, very much excited, beyond the shores of Nigeria. So it is not about the speaker or members of the House of Assembly being ecstatic about the situation. It's just about them doing their job. I can assure you that
shockingly, this bill, apart from having co-sponsors, and it came from an opposition member in the House, and it received support from other members, despite coming from an opposition member.
Yeah,
in the House of Assembly.
It also signifies and indicates, the kind of house that they are running at the 7th Abia State House of Assembly under the speakership of Right Honorable Chinedum Orji. This is a house of divergent political divides, yet they are able to work in collaboration with each other. As long as they are in that assembly, they see themselves as one. They see themselves as people who have come to that assembly to pursue the interests of Abians, generally. So it is not surprising that even a majority of co-sponsors who joined in bringing this to fruition are members of another party that is different from the party of the major sponsor. Let me just quickly give you a rundown of the names of those, who are co-sponsors to clear any doubt. We have the Speaker himself, Right Honorable Chinedum Orji, who is also a co-sponsor. We have Honorable Solomon Akpulon, who is the majority leader of the House. We have Honorable Chukwu Chijoke. We have Honorable Emeka Okorafor. Honorable Chukwu Chijoke is the deputy minority leader of the House. Emeka Okorafor is the deputy majority whip. We have Honorable Stanley Dixon Nwabuisi from Ikwano. We have Honorable Barrister Jerry Uzosike representing Umuahia South. We have Honorable Ginger Unsibe representing Iselangwa North. We have Honorable AC Thomas Onkoro representing Obingwa West. And then we have Honorable Obinai Chita representing Aba South. So it's a conglomeration of, people of different divides. As long as this bill is going to contribute to the development of Abia and Abians in general, everybody is going to put, their heads together and ensure it works, and that's exactly what has happened.
What is the next thing as we await the governor's signature on this bill?
Well, the next thing I can assure you is that the assembly has moved past this. For example, the week before this bill was passed, they passed the water management and sewage hygiene bill.
Okay.
Yeah, the wash bill, water, environment, and sanitation hygiene bill.
Okay.
That was the week before this, and then this last week they passed this all important bill, and then I can assure you that they're already working on other bills, and when those ones also happen, I'm sure Abians too will celebrate. Let me also tell you that this is an assembly of many firsts. So it's not surprising that even the presidency is excited about it. I mean, I'm sure they never even knew that such things could be domesticated at the local level.
You heard the
head of media
for
PR
NITCOM said Abia is not an APC state, despite not being an APC state. Going ahead to pass a bill like this, being the first state out of the state is the state of the federation. Now, I'm still so interested in what inspired the cooperation, because politics in Abia State can be very funny, especially during politicking. You talk about APC, you talk about PDP, and we have members of these political parties in the Abia State House of Assembly, 7th Abia State House of Assembly, coming together to co-sponsor and sponsor such a bill that is receiving accolade even from the federal government. What inspired this cooperation?
Well, I can assure you that when this assembly set out for work on June 10, 2019, when they were inaugurated, the speaker said it's going to be an assembly of the people, for the people, and by the people. And I'm sure he has been able to send this message down across, his colleagues at the assembly. And then you also have the assembly members who, in their own right, are mature people, people of, great experience, people of high quality qualifications. And you can't see them. You can't see them indulge in gimmicks. You can't see them, indulge in frivolities. You will always see them, if they're not sitting, they are in their offices, mapping out bills and and all that. So you can't see these people exchange fisticuffs in any way. They are too mature, they are too responsible, they are too responsive, they are too refined, they are too classy, to degenerate to such level as we see in other states. So we give kudos first to the speaker, for having been able to manage a conglomeration of different political divides, sitting under one roof, almost on a weekly basis, without any exchange of fisticuffs. If they disagree, they disagree, as people who have the interest of Abians at heart, and not as people who are selfishly pursuing their own different political interests. So that is what has got the Abia State of Assembly going the way they are going. People are surprised. I mean, PDP is in Abia, the assembly, APC is in the assembly, Abga is in the assembly. Outside there, you see a lot of divide, you see a lot of divisive comments. But once they get in there, it's business, and it's business for Abians and Abians alone. Whatever it is that will promote the interests of Abians is what they pursue.
What are your expectations if this bill is finally centered to by the governor of the state? What do you expect from the bill? The benefit for Abians? It is very, very important.
Yes, I can assure you that as it is, the diaspora issues from the diaspora are quite many. They're diverse. We have close to 200 countries in the whole world. And, in these countries, even in the remotest of all countries, you must find one Igbo man there. And then these people have different issues that they are waiting for the government, their home government, to attend to. And I can assure you that it might seem that sometimes this thing might be too overwhelming for a particular organization like NITCOM. So it is cooperative, it is good that we domesticate such laws so that where NITCOM will need the states to come in, they will come in seamlessly. So it's going to be a collaboration between the states commission and then the commission at the presidency. And when they collaborate like that, for example, if you have issues of people who are unjustly treated abroad, You know, we have a lot of them, whether in Saudi Arabia, whether you have them in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in China. You know, it's just too many issues to be treated. So you have a commission like this at the state level that will help, you know, the national level to also treat some of these issues.
Okay, let's have Honorable Michael Koha now. He's the member representing Arochukwu State constituency, and he sponsored that particular bill we're discussing this morning that was passed into law, and we're awaiting assent to that bill by the governor of the state. Honorable Michael Koha, glad to have you join us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be with you this morning.
Thank you very much. What inspired you to sponsor that bill?
Well, thank you very much. I saw that bill act of experience. I am a Dutch myself because I've lived abroad for years, and I've tried to do some business and share my expertise with the Abia state government in the past, and it did not work. So that was the reason why I sponsored the Diaspora bill, so that it will be a platform to attract Abians with different skills in the field of medicine, engineering, environment, and business, so that they can interface with the state and develop at the state. We have many Abians that live in abroad, and they are willing to come back. So the commission, they have a platform that will now facilitate the integration and development, economic development of the state. And we are very, very excited, and they are excited that the bill passed last week at the House of Assembly.
Interesting. Now, a very big question. A lot of persons in Abia State, they want direct impact. What I mean by direct impact, what is going to change what they are eating, what is going to change their pocket in terms of money. So the big question here is, how will this Diaspora Commission affect the masses, affect the good people of Abia State, especially living in the state?
Okay, let me give you an example. In any economy, the real estate business or the construction is one of the biggest critical mass. And the governor has given the Diaspora people 100 hectares of land. Okay? And then this commission is now going to ensure that they will attract dollars, foreign inflow from abroad, United States, Britain, and Germany, to develop this estate. Therefore, you are creating jobs for our artisans, those engineers in construction, estate, value. So that's purely field of construction. In medical, we have many experts in the field of medicine, and they can come into a cottage hospital. Either they will create jobs, they will employ even our locally trained doctors. So there is a lot to benefit in terms of economic development. Also, we have some of them can join politics. You get the point? When they join, they bring in different policy ideas to develop the state of assembly at the national level also. So there is so much advantages with the Pacific, and we are waiting for it to take off.
Interesting. Now, a very big question here. The issue of funding. I put that question across to Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Ogbonnairondo earlier on. The issue of funding is a very big question. This is coming at a time that government is complaining of a lot of burden as far as financing governance is concerned. We're talking about cutting the cost of governance, and Abia State is heading towards having a commission, which will also means that we will need to finance the commission to function. How is that going to be possible to avoid unnecessary hiccups as far as funding this commission is concerned?
Yes, the commission is not going to cost the government any amount of money, because we have thought about that during the process. First of all, the members of the commission are Abians that live abroad with 15 years of experience. So most of their meetings will be through virtual meetings. All right? So it's sitting allowance. And they are ready to volunteer because they have the spirit of volunteerism in them, looking for money. Now, the executive secretary of the commission is the only one is the only person that will have a stipend because that person has 10 years of diaspora experience and is willing to come back and live in Omaya. That is the person that runs the day-to-day. Other members of the staff are on secondment. These are already people that are working with the Civil Service Commission. So they're on secondment. So virtually it's not costing anything to the government. But in terms of internal revenue, it helps the government to have an inflow of dollar and pounds coming into the states. So rather the state is not losing, but the state will benefit.
Now, when you talk about inflow of dollars and money, what comes to mind of an average Abian will be embezzlement. I don't know if there will be checks and balances at the end of the day to ensure that there is prudency looking at the activities of the commission.
Yes, there will be. Let me tell you, the members of this commission are purely diaspora people. The only few of them at the takeoff will be from the Civil Service Commission. And along the line, the executive secretary can change the composition when they are enough money, when they have generated their own funding by themselves. They can decide to pay people in dollars. They can decide to hire themselves. Okay? So the commission is a viable commission, unlike most of the parastatals in the state that are not even generating cover and they are wasting our resources. This is a commission that will be a platform to internally generate revenue from medical activities, from real estate development, from environmental impact analysis. There are a lot of things there. For example, as we speak, there is an Abian citizen in Seattle, Washington, who is willing to come in to handle environmental issues of converting our waste to energy. And this is the commission is the one that expert is going to go through it. So it's a lot of advantages. We are going to see our Abians coming into the manufacturing, into all kinds of sectors. And this is purely creating jobs and internally generating revenue. So the commission is a blessing to the state. And that is why the governor is very, very interested in signing into law.
Honorable Michael Koha, thank you very much for joining us this morning on the platform, the member representing Arochukwu State Constituency. We do appreciate you for sharing your thoughts with us concerning this bill.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All the best. And I think Abians, the commission will be a blessing to them. Bye-bye.
Thank you. That's Honorable Michael Koha. Let's get reactions on the phone lines this morning. I know you must have heard the conversation. Some policies are taken by the government, some decisions are made, but we help you find meanings to those decisions are made, of course, by those saying in the affairs, of course, running things in the state in court. I'm talking about the executive, the legislature. There are some things that are happening on the floor of the house. You may not have an idea, but now you have an idea about the Abia State Diaspora Commission Establishment Bill. What do you think about this bill? Share your thoughts with us this morning. Let's talk 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. You can also head on to our Facebook page. We have a visual we have visuals of the program running. Of course, it's Flow 949 FM on our Facebook page. You can also drop your comments there, and we have comments pouring in already. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please move away from your radio
Good morning.
set? Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes. My name is Honorable Menka from Isukwako.
You're welcome, Honorable.
Yeah. The bill is a very welcome one. I commend Abia Federal Assembly for coming up with such bill, especially that House member from Arochukwu. That's a good one. My own is just to congratulate them on that. Because the diaspora bill will assist in several angles, especially areas where Abia and live abroad has problems and all that. So it's a good one. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Keep your comments coming. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Ikechukwu Kelvin Okorie on our Facebook page says, the Abians in Diaspora Commission law is people's oriented. Kudos to the Abia State House of Assembly under the leadership of Right Honorable Engineer Chinedum Eyinaya Oji. All right. Ozo Francis on our Facebook page also says, watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State. Greetings from here. Thank you very much. And Same Mike says, good morning. Those are the comments on our Facebook page. Keep those comments coming. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Now, Chief Jude, beyond the establishment of this commission, the preparedness of the state government is also very important. And the preparedness of the masses, the people that will eventually benefit from this commission is also very important. I don't know, what is your expectation concerning their preparedness? Just a moment, let's take this. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine. Please move away from your radio set. All right. What are your expectations from the people as we await the governor's assent to the bill?
Well, I can assure you, of course, like you have seen the vibes from the people since the bill, was passed last week, has been very positive. And that's because it's not a bill just about the diasporans. It's a bill about how the diasporans will, add their own expertise, bringing, funding, for different critical developmental projects, bringing their own knowledge, their own technical know-how on how to help Abia grow. So it is not a law that will be resource consuming. Rather, I think it's going to be a law that will be resource contributing. What I meant by that is that this commission will actually add, to the resources of Abia State, to the development of Abia State. So that is exactly what people are saying, from the presidency, down to the people on the streets, that this is a law. This is a law that is deserving. You can imagine, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Merondu, made allusion to the foreign inflow that we've had. Abia State came third, in this, and that is so you can imagine the kind of the humongous foreign inflow, that we have if this commission, takes off. Those inflows will, I can tell you, will come in even in more spaces.
All right, we need to step out of the studio already, Chief Jude Ondukwe. I do really appreciate you.
Thank you very much,
being
Michael.
Part of the program, the Chief Press Secretary to the Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly, and also many thanks to our guest this morning from Abdurrahman Balogun, who spoke to us all the way from Abuja. He's the head of media and public relations protocols also of Nigerian Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. And also many thanks to Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Ogbonnairondo, special advisor on diaspora matters and the special duties. She spoke to us this morning all the way from the United States. And also the member representing Arochukwu State Constituency, Honorable Michael Koha, who sponsored that bill. Thank you very much for being part of the program this morning. The platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM. The program returns on Wednesday with another topic of discussion. We do appreciate you. Many thanks to the guys behind the visuals you're seeing on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube page, Flow 949 FM on Facebook, Flow FM TV on YouTube. Of course, you can catch the visual edition of this program on those platforms. And many thanks to the guys behind the visuals also, Solomon and Stanley, and also my producer Samson Eze and Samson's associate Uyai Jimmy. Do enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Michael Oni.